Imagine the year 1592. The horizon between Japan and Korea disappears, swallowed by the terrifying silhouette of 700 warships. On board, 160,000 battle-hardened samurai, musketeers, and soldiers are ready to carve a path through the peninsula and straight into the heart of China. This is the start of the Imjin War, the most brutal conflict the East had ever witnessed. This wasn't just a clash of armies. It was a collision of two completely different worlds of warfare, all driven by the insatiable ambition of one man, Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Having unified Japan and run out of enemies at home, Hideyoshi set his sights on a megalomaniacal dream, conquering the Ming dynasty. For the first few weeks, it seemed like nothing could stop him. His land forces were a juggernaut of discipline, and they were veterans of a century of civil war, wielding the Portuguese arquebus with deadly efficiency. The unprepared Korean defenses at Bizen and Seoul shattered within days. King Xianzhou was forced to flee north, leaving a trail of burning countryside in their wake, while the samurai reigned supreme on solid ground. A completely different war was brewing on the unpredictable waves of the southern coast. Enter Admiral Yi Sun-sin. Here was a man previously demoted and disgraced, a commander with no formal naval training. He studied the tides and currents as if they were weapons themselves, and now he stood as the only barrier between Hideyoshi's supply lines and the total collapse of the Korean state. Yi understood a critical weakness. The Japanese strategy relied entirely on ferrying supplies and reinforcements across the narrow straits. So he devised a counter-strategy that would become the stuff of legend. He introduced a secret weapon that looked like a monster rising from the deep, the Geobukseon, or turtle ship. The Japanese vessels were open-decked, designed for boarding actions. Samurai preferred to turn naval battles into hand-to-hand combat. But the turtle ship was a floating fortress. It was completely covered by a spiked, iron-plated roof that made boarding impossible. Its dragon head prow spewed cannon fire and sulfurous smoke, terrifying the enemy. And it was armed with heavy cannons on all sides, capable of smashing Japanese hulls from a distance. When these iron beasts first crashed into the Japanese fleet at the Battle of Sachen, the samurai were completely bewildered. Their muskets were useless against the thick timber and iron. Their grappling hooks just slid off the spike roofs. Their ships splintered under a barrage of heavy artillery they couldn't possibly answer. The psychological impact was devastating. These invincible warriors of the Sengoku Jidai found themselves helpless against a machine that refused to play by their rules. This technological dominance reached its peak at the Battle of Hansen Island. Here, Admiral Yi used his famous crane wing formation. He baited the Japanese fleet into open waters, then enveloped and annihilated them. He sank 47 ships, effectively severing the arteries of the entire invasion. As the Japanese armies on land began to starve, freezing in the brutal Korean winter without the food, and ammunition Yi Sun-sin had sent to the bottom of the sea, the tide of the war turned. It proved that while ambition and brute force can conquer a kingdom, it's innovation and mastery of one's environment that can save an empire. The turtle ship remains etched in history as the iron shell that broke the samurai sword. Thanks for watching. If you found this story of ingenuity and naval genius fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more epic tales from history. See you next time.